Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Thought I would sit down and do a video for you guys and gals, but let me give you guys a bicep shot before we get started. Oh, Mount Bicephus. All right, fun and joking aside, because that's all in good fun. I don't think I have amazing biceps. It's just fun, guys. We're having fun here. Okay. Ozempic weight loss surgery. Let's talk about these. You know, here's the thing. I see a lot of trainers. I see a lot of fitness professionals not liking these. Oh, people could just work harder and they don't need this surgery. They just need discipline. They just need to hire me. Hey, man, I wish everybody'd hire me. I'm a coach. Yes, you should hire me. But your sales pitch shouldn't be, don't go through these other methods. You just need to hire me. That's your solution. Because that's almost what they're implying. Or people with fitness lifestyles. Don't do that. You're just being lazy. Be like me. I don't need any of that. Yes, half these trainers use fat-burning drugs and various PEDs to enhance their appearance and physique and body composition. Pretty big chunk of them, while telling other people not to do these things. Same thing with the weight loss drugs. Oh, there's a lot of side effects. Well, here's the thing. They want to make it a deal about Big Pharma. Big Pharma is trying to poison you with Ozempic, is what they're trying to pull. Yeah, because the pharmaceutical industry created obesity. It's not people having a very bad relationship with food. It's not us building a whole society built around eating junk food, treating food as medicine. It's not that. It must be Big Pharma. That's their thing. Or Big Pharma sees the problem, realizes people are not going to have the discipline to do anything. It's the ability to make a product that will work in the current cultural climate. Of course they're going to cash in. Why wouldn't they cash in? And here's the thing with doctors. When people say, oh, doctors are just getting kickbacks, that's not how it works, guys. Most doctors are not. You talk to most doctors, you'll find out they're really not getting all these big kickbacks. They're just trying to keep their patients alive. And the average doctor will tell you, and I know doctors who lift, I know doctors in these social, I've coached doctors. They will all tell you, look, I try to tell patients this, but they don't listen. I'm like, hey, you should diet exercise. You should eat some vegetables. You should eat some lean protein. You should lift some weights. You should walk every day. This is what doctors are telling people. Their patients go, that's too much work. Can you just give me a pill? Can we just fix my cholesterol? Can we fix my heart disease with a pill? Can you just give me a pill? I don't want to do all that. That's what the doctors deal with. It's not the doctors pushing it. It's people. Because they don't want to do these things. So let's come over and let's really talk about this. I used to be against these things, and I've come to realize I was wrong. As I've put out information and content for over a decade, as I've coached all this time, as I've trained for 25 years, someone who lost 100 pounds before, used to be very fat. I did it the old-fashioned way. My original weight loss, because I got sick and spent time in bed and regained a bunch of weight and did this again, 16 years ago now, a while back. But I also did all this when I was, 20-ish, 21, something in that range. Lost that 100 pounds. Yeah, I got out and I started running. I cut out my junk food, right? Cut out all the fried food, all the sweets, all the sodas, all that stuff. I started running every day, and then eventually took up weightlifting. Okay? So I did it when I was young. So I used to have the same viewpoint. Why are people going to do all these surgeries? Do what I did. But it was really, really, really hard. And I want people to understand that. When people ask me, oh man, how did you do it? Because so many people who want to lose weight in my life I've met over all these decades, even back then, people are like, man, you lost all that weight. How did you do that? What's your secret? I'm like, well, I stopped eating junk food and I started running for an hour or two every single day. Like what? Like, yeah, I used to get up and jog 5 miles every morning. When you're not eating junk food and you run 5 miles every morning, it's very hard to be fat. That's how I did it. That was my magic secret. So I used to, people were like, it's a bit much. And they're like, was it easy? I'm like, hell no, it was really hard. It was really, really, really hard. So do we see the issue here? Our solutions are, well, this is really hard. We got to be disciplined. You think that's going to fly for most of the population? And here's the issue we're dealing with. We're dealing with a lot of untreated mental illness in this country, in our society, to where we have a culture that teaches us that we cope with food. That if you've had a bad day, you should reward yourself with treats. If you've done something really good, you should reward yourself with treats. So treat foods and junk food are a reward for good things. They soothe us when we deal with bad things. So we're just running to them back and forth. We're taught that all social gatherings are about feasting, and that friends and family is all about big amounts of food and eating lots of treats and junk. That's part of social fun. We're even taught when you go on dates, you're supposed to go out and eat and treat yourself. So if you're single, you got to be eating all this food, going out on dates all the time. Treat yourself. Treat yourself when you've had a bad day. Treat yourself when you've had a good day. And then we associate it with friends and family. And then we're using it to cope for everything in a society with untreated mental illness. It's still stigmatized to some extent. Well, no wonder we're fat. Society's created this. So until that's fixed and we look at the harm of it, that's the problem. People are like, well, these surgeries are risky. These drugs have side effects. Well, what's the side effect of being 100 pounds overweight? Is there anything these drugs do under the care of a doctor who is weighing all this out? Anything these drugs do that probably isn't going to be even worse by being 100 pounds overweight? Which one's going to hurt you faster? What are the side effects of being that obese? What are the effects on your lifespan and quality of life? They're massive. Do people understand that? The side effects and health risk of these drugs and these surgeries are probably lower than staying that heavy. And guess what? This is where a doctor makes a call. The doctors look at this, they look at and assess their individual patient's risk, and they advise based upon what's going to be better for this patient. And doctors are pretty qualified to make those calls. Keeping in mind, we're now also in a society with an obesity crisis, and we need to be using every tool at our disposal to deal with it. Yes, diet and exercise should be top of the list. How about better mental health? How about trying to change our society a bit? And then medical intervention when the other stuff's not working. Because the end result of if we don't get people back down to reasonable body weights and body fats is death and pain and suffering. Okay? Obesity is a disease. Whether it's self-inflicted, keep in mind it's not always by choice. It's self-inflicted, but it's not always by choice. But just because a disease is self-inflicted doesn't make it not a disease. Or you should have known better than to do that to yourself. Okay, well they didn't. And now we need to fix it. Pretty straightforward. So I'm not opposed to these treatments. I'm not opposed at all. You got to weigh it all out and go, is really the lesser of two evils. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.